So share screen. Okay, so sorry about that breaking transmission. Okay, so I was talking about the marketing section. So now, so after you've chosen your markets, the next thing is you need to decide the message that would go with that market, because what I am looking for will determine the message that would connect with me or that will appeal to me. Okay, for instance, if I want to run a digital marketing ad, I could just say, learn digital marketing, right? But that will not be effective. But if I say, digital marketing ad, learn digital marketing ad as a realtor, or Facebook advertisement on how to close 20 sales in a month, it will relate more to a realtor, okay? So instead of picking, just generalizing the message, the message should speak directly to the person I am trying to target. And two, not just speaking to the right person that I'm trying to target, it should also include my unique selling points, okay? So those are the things that you should take note of. Then if I know my market, I know the right message, then I have to choose the media. When I mean the media, what platform can I find the people that I want to advertise to? Because not everybody is on Facebook. And even when they are on Facebook, not all of them are active on Facebook. So these are things you need to take note of while doing your marketing. So this is very effective. Proceed and okay, whoa. That's so the next thing say, so since we are going into okay, who are your customers? Now, who are your customers? Do you know the people you want to sell to? I don't mean the existing ones, but if you have already gotten some existing one, it is easy for you to expand those ones, okay? So the question is, who is your customers? Or who is your customer? How well do you know your customer? Okay, who has their attention? These are questions you need to answer. And when I mean who has the attention is what part of the platform. When I come to Facebook, where do I go to? When I come to LinkedIn, where do I go to? When I go to Instagram, where do I go to? There are some specific accounts that I go to maybe watch videos. There's some specific places I go to on the internet. That automatically means that the people who own those groups, who own those pages, or who own those accounts, those people has my attention. Sometimes if you see me online in the morning, it is because I want to join a prayer section. So that prayer section has my attention. Now the question, or the owners of that page has my attention. So the question is, can I collaborate with the owner of that platform, or you who is trying to advertise, can you collaborate with the owners of that platform? Are they my competitors, or are they offering complementary products or services? So these are things you need to deep down in depth and okay, number one, who are my customers? The youths currently, when anything is posted about, what's the name, Peter Obi, you will see comment from youths, okay? So the question is it that the Peter Obi has the attention, or who is influencing your target customers? So you need to know this. So you need to know who your customer is, and not just know whom the customer is, who has the attention of these your customer. You need to define the customers. One challenge why most people don't make sale is because they don't define whom their customer is. The beginning of marketing failure is assuming that everybody is your customer. Your message will be more effective when you choose your customer. And when I say choose your, the reason why some persons are confused about when it comes to choosing customer is that they feel like, okay, this will be too small. No. One class of people, one class of message, another class of people, another class of message. You cannot be the same thing to everybody. Even God or Jesus Christ, to some is the great healer. To others, he is something else, he is the great provider. He is not the same to everybody. So you need to know that you cannot be the same thing. Your business cannot be the same thing to everybody. You need to segment your customers. When they say target people, you want to target everybody in Lagos. No, your message cannot be effective if you target everybody in Lagos. You want to target in Lagos the bank workers. So your message will be crafted to suit the bank workers. You want to target people who are in the oil and gas sector. Your message should be crafted for the people of the oil and gas sector. You want to sell to people who have bought before. Your message must also do the same. So don't try to be, when you say, as realtor, I sell land and houses. The next message is the purpose to attain financial freedom. The question is, what is your definition of financial freedom? And what is the definition of financial freedom to your target customers? It cannot be the same. Financial freedom means different things to different persons. If you, even those of you here, like if I should ask you, what is financial freedom? Most of you give me different answers. Some people term financial freedom as having the time, enough time. Some persons define financial freedom as having enough money to solve any problem at any time. So financial freedom to some person is time. To some other is more money. Okay, so what is financial freedom if what you want to sell, where the area you are coming from is financial freedom? And this is another thing you need to take note of. You must note that in every buying process, there are different things you are doing. You are either taking a customer from a place of financial bondage to a place of financial freedom. So you must be able to connect with me from a place of, your marketing message must have something that mentions financial bondage. Mention some of the challenges I'm having in as being one in financial bondage. Then you now also describe the process of getting to financial freedom. Then also describe how financial freedom looks like. Don't just mention financial freedom. The question is, how does financial freedom look like? Have you seen a financially free man? What words would you use to describe that person who is financially free that you know? These are some things you need to answer for yourself. Now, one thing is to know your customer. Another thing is to know whom you are branded for. Whom are you branded for? Whom are you branded for? Who are you branded for is the question. So when I talk about whom are you branded for, this is what I mean about whom you are branded for. You can be thinking your message is saying one thing, your appearance is saying another thing. Now, GT Bank says Jimmy Agbaje, the CEO of, not Jimmy Agbaje, Segun Agbaje, the CEO of GT Bank, say they are a bank of the future. And being the bank of the future, they know that people would always need banking services, but would not always need the banking hall. So I'm being a bank of the future, and the future is going to be dominated by the youths. So, and the youths are internet savvy people. So they create digital platforms. They are the most digitally inclined bank in Nigeria currently. Why? Because they are the bank of the future. So they brand themselves to appeal to the people that will rule the future. Now, you can't say you are a bank of the future and you embrace so much analog method. A few days ago, I think that was, not just a few days ago, that was yesterday, I did a little consultation section for someone who just got a job as a marketing manager in new microfinance branches to handle their digital platforms and so on. And I was like, okay, she doesn't even know where to start from there. I should show her how to run ads so she can get more people to download their app. And I'm wondering, download your app, what will I do with the app? If the first question, if these people download the app, what will they be doing with the app? Because I don't have your account. I don't have an account with you people. So what will I be downloading the app for? Say to pay utility bills. Okay, if I'm to be paying utility bill, the bank where I have account, all banks app or majority of Nigerian bank app can pay for utility bill. So why should I abandon the one where I have account and download your own? And she couldn't answer the question. While we're talking, her boss came in and she called the attention of her boss, and we had over a 3 hours conversation. So for now, the business, the branding of the business does not appeal to you. She say, we are targeting young people who are internet savvy, who use app. For what? Not just use app. What are they using it for? Or even the utility platforms you want me to pay for. If it's GoTV, GoTV have an app, so I can pay for my services through GoTV. So why should I use yours? So you must be branded for someone. Whom are you branded to appeal? You can't be branded for young people and the images on your flyers are old people. Or you use the language of the old. So you need to know whom you are branded for. So we are going to get to how to create a brand, but let's proceed for now. Now the next one is, what is your brand proposition? What is your brand promise? Okay, what is your brand proposition? What makes you unique? What makes you stand out? What is your brand proposition? This I won't explain. I'll ask it as a question. Then when we get to how to create a brand, I will throw more light on it. What is your brand proposition? It's a question. You can write it down and think about it. What is my brand proposition? What is your brand promising? Or is it some of you call yourself landlady? There's another one. There are common names you guys call yourself. You know them as realtors. Will I go online? I'll be looking for landlady. I want to buy land. I want to buy house. I want to invest. What concerns landlady and those things I want to do. So these are some of the things you need to take note of. So I'm seeing people raising up their hands. If you have questions, please go to the comment section and drop your question, please. If you have questions, go to the comment section and drop your question. I will be done with this section before I take questions. So if you have any question, in order not to forget, go to the comment section and drop your question. All right? So let's proceed. Okay, building a marketing system that attracts customers that pays, stay, and refer. Now, is there any one of you here that can categorically tell me that based on the marketing system that I've created or my marketing approach, I am always certain in a month I would make 10 sales? Let me see your hand up. If you are certain, you trust your marketing process to the point whereby you can always say, I'm sure of 10 sales every month. Let me see your hand up. Ten sales. 10. Okay, 5. 5 sales in a month, 5. Okay, 1. Every month you are setting off 1 sales. Abba, are the people here not making sales at all? What's happening? How is it possible that in a month you will make 1 sale? Okay, in 2 months, 1 sales. 2 months, 1 sales. Really? Okay, 3 months, 1 sales. This is serious. Is it that you guys don't want to say, or is it that you can't make 1 sales in 3 months? Wow, I think we have a lot of work to do. So, hello?
We're answering based on what you asked. We don't have this system yet. I think that's why we are in this class. But if it's by faith.
No, not by faith, to faith.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Chris. What's up?
The system is not in place. That is just the truth.
Okay, so, but
as it stands now, what we are doing is just try and error.
Okay.
Yes, the system is not in place. Like me, over 3 months, I didn't sell anything at the beginning of this year. Okay. Whether 3 or 4 months, but in just like in less than 2 months, I sold more. In 1 month, I sold 4.
Okay.
But
now the question,
like 3 months,
the question you need to ask yourself is, what did you do differently in that month? That's the first thing you need to ask yourself. Huh?
A lot of things. I work on my visibility.
Okay.
On my content, I work on a lot of things. The way I brand myself.
And I remember you also did, was it the same month you ran the lead generation ad?
Yes.
And so.
Yes.
Okay, you see. So now, no, I'm going to get there, but let me just explain. Marketing is a system, not an action. I said this in the previous class. Marketing is a system. And what I mean by marketing being a system is this. Number one, it is a process. There are different actions built into it. You don't start by getting customer, you start by getting lead. So the question is, do you have a lead generation process in place? What do you have in place? Like last time we calculated, I think that was for Mr. Samuel, where we calculated that he's meant, based on his sales target, he's meant to be generating an average of, how many, I think Chris was one that did the calculation, I think 1,000 something, 3,000 something leads.
3,000 plus.
3,000 plus lead. And the question is, okay, if you should divide 3,000 by 12, which is the 12th month of the year, 3,000 divided by 12, how many would you get? At least I should be thinking about 300 average. Now, the question is, does he generate that amount of lead every month? So if you don't generate lead, please don't expect sales. And the question is, what is your lead generation process? That is the key. What is your lead generation process? How visible are you? Like Chris said, he worked on his visibility. How visible are you? And whom are you even visible to? Number one is, how visible are you? Number two, whom are you visible to? One problem is the problem of visibility. Another is the problem of the people, the type of people you are visible to. So when you generate lead, if you can build a lead generation process, what's in your lead generation process? What is your base in your lead generation process? What is your base? If you are thinking of attracting, like my client now who is who branded herself as a productivity expert, her lead generation process or bait for lead generation is free HR consultation. Not all the time she even do it for free, so sometimes she'll just reduce the price. HR consultation with a guaranteed, because she actually knows her onion when it comes to HR, with a guarantee that you would make your staff productivity would increase with testimony to prove or to show for it. the productivity of your organization, because we would have gone through a questionnaire, asked you some question, what is your current productivity level, how your delivery time rates, and so on. All of these things, resource management, and so on. All of these things you would have done a thorough review process on them and give you recommendation. And she won't stop with that, recommending real estate as one of the options for you. In short, that is the one she will explain more. Okay, so now her bait is free HR training and consultation. We already know the people we are targeting are only staff people who have companies and people who have at least up to 10 staff members. And the markets or the media to find them is on LinkedIn. Simple. The question is, and that is because she might not make sales, she doesn't make sales every month, okay? But she makes it, let me say, approximately every 2 months. But when the sales come, you are rest assured of 10, 15 plots if it's a land, which is what she sells more though. Why? Because they come in bulk. So the question is, what is your lead generation process? What is, okay, let me put it this way, which company, okay, let me use GT Bank. Why do you think GT is sponsoring fashion show or is organizing fashion show? Have you thought about it? Why, what concern bank and fashion? Why are they spearheading fashion show? Why are they also sponsoring tech events? That is their bait to people, young businesses that would open businesses. There are more business, there are statistics that I had opportunity to see in the fashion industry. The GT Bank hold the highest number of customers in the fashion industry. Why? Because they organize fashion show. So what are you organizing? How are you, what is attracting the people? What do you have in place that will attract people to you? I consult for, what do you call, what's the name of this microfinance bank again, somewhere in the mainland, and when their HR manager, or was it their marketing manager, that was also a marketing manager, when she called and asked questions, and their target customers were, what do you call, the target customers they were looking at were businesses, young business owners, young entrepreneurs. That was their target audience. Now, the first thing, the problem we have is that we all know so much about what we want. Okay, if you're looking for young businesses, all we need to do is, let's sit down and analyze what does young businesses need. It is what they need that will attract them to you. A fish that is not hungry will not eat your worm. A shark that doesn't eat worm will not, you won't be able to catch a shark with worm as your bait. So, okay, young businesses, most of them are searching for visibility. They want to learn how to manage their finances. They want to know how to gain access to loan for those who might need loan, and so on. We're able to break down the need of small and medium scale businesses into 10. And so you get experts in all of these areas. And let's do a free consultation section training. We ran out for like 1 month. We got approximately, entire country, we got approximately 1 million something young entrepreneurs signed up. Now, in every section, why we give them visibility for free? The person where they were able to grab a lot of them were those aspects of loan. The loan part of the class were mandatory. How to assess loan, how to manage your finances as a business, blah, 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 how to manage your books. That part of the class was made mandatory so that all of them will definitely pass through that route. And one of the ways you can manage your finances is by investing it. And this bank or microfinance bank was selling investments. So you can understand, you can see where I'm coming from. You need to have a base. So that section was the bait. Even Stanbic Bank came up with something like that some time ago. They had to collaborate with LBS and so on. So when you study a lot of the brand, you see that everybody has a bait. Some of you, we mentioned Madam Gift Okoza the other day. Somebody says she know her. Madam Okoza speaks a lot. Churches and so on. Women program. She speaks. That is part of our bait. There's more we do together, but that is part of our bait. So the question is, what is your bait? We need to create one. Are we together? So let's proceed. So when they come, they are qualified. They stay, they pay, and they refer you. And what is your referral system that has been built for those are for companies, even individuals? So maybe on the physical class, I'll show you what I call the value ladder, how to get customer mandatorily to refer. Excuse me. Okay, so do you have a guarantee system of marketing? That's already been answered in the other section. Do you have a guarantee system of marketing?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So please just that last slide. Let me just see it. Let me please the last slide. That attract us not to paste it and frame. Okay, thank you, sir.
So do you have a guaranteed system of marketing? What is your proven system of marketing? You are sure that anytime you repeat this process, you will definitely sell. You must have a guarantee, especially for those of you who are either working in an organization, you have your own business, you have your own property, you are selling. You need to, what is your guarantee? Okay, anytime I repeat this process, I'm sure of sales. You must have a guaranteed process listed somewhere, written out. Even when you employ people, you make them pass through the process. What is your guaranteed process, system of marketing? Me, I'm certain that if I do trainings, free and ship paid ones, I use the word free and ship paid ones. Now, this is one thing you must understand. Your marketing is supposed to pay you. I hope you know that. Your marketing is supposed to be paying you. I'm not talking about when you sell your products. A good and effective marketing system is supposed to pay you. I can say that this training we are currently having, the boot camp, is part of my marketing process, and it pays me. If for not, at least for anything, your marketing should pay for itself. That is until you are able to build your marketing system to the point where it can pay for. There's no business on earth that the marketing process will not pay for itself. Every business on earth can be built to the point of, though some might take a longer time of brainstorming, some on the go, you can think of something. But for real estate also, there are some from the top of the head that you can see that for Chris, I remember I gave you instance of one of the books you say you bought by Mr. Joel when he came to Port Harcourt. You say you bought his book.
Yes, sir.
So that is a marketing, that book is not his business. The book is for marketing. If you check some of his whole blog and check the first version of that book, 90% of the blog articles are found in that, are in that book. So it's a compilation of blog articles. The first version of the book is a compilation of blog articles that he compiled into a book, well packaged, and you bought it. So now, how somebody say, how does marketing pay for itself? Now, let me give you my example here now. Okay, so currently, in every training that I do, end up getting at least from based on available data on our system, in every training, we are setting of a minimum of 2 persons who patronize us either in web design, either in digital marketing, either on business growth consultation, either on video production and so on in every training we do. Now, those things are not the training is not the business. The training is part of the marketing process. So when we train, we get leads. And in those leads who come for the training, they will pay money for the training. And after that, some would convert into paying customers who will patronize the main services we render. The digital agency that I run is not, training is not part of it as a service that should generate money, but it is a service that should bring people. Now, the same thing with you now. You are in real estate, but I'm wondering, okay, how do I do that? I gave an example just now. Some of you who are in Lagos should know Barrister Joel. If those of you are close to the P1 brand, you might know a barrister by name Barrister Joel, Ibejuleki lawyer, owner of IbejulekiLawyer.com. I'm the one who developed IbejulekiLawyer.com. So now when we started the whole arrangement of that blog, the idea came from Omonile Lawyer's blog. That was where he got the idea of, if Omonile Lawyer can do this, I can package it better than he can do. And that's what bettered Ibejuleki Lawyer's blog. Now we're writing blog and publishing. Now, the idea was not to make money from the blog. From that blog and based on the advert and publicity of that blog, Barrister Joel has done a tour around Europe. Barrister Joel has spoken in the, United Kingdom, whatever, is it their business school, UK business school. He has gotten Nigeria, he has branded himself as an ambassador for encouraging tools. I can't remember the exact word he calls himself, but that he helps to change the image of Nigerians, Nigeria overseas, and encourage Nigerians who are overseas to come back to Nigeria and invest in real estate in particular. And he's doing that in big time. But he's selling a book. So most of the people are ordering for the book. That money from the book is to reprint new ones and also to pay for his adverts, his campaign, to maintain the blogs and even make some profit for himself. So that is an example of a business or a marketing system that pays for itself. Now, like I said, there are different strategies, but you have to sit down categorically and think in detail, how can I do this myself? You have to think, how can I do this? How can I create? What can I give easily, efficiently? And customers will value it. People who want to buy land would value it. Alice Chris has come up with a book. He has attended my training this year. He has come up with his own ebook before now. Yes, it was for free, but at least that's where it starts from. You can keep compiling that book until it becomes something worthwhile that somebody will be willing to pay for. And when people begin to pay for it, you begin to run advert to advertise the book. And when you run advert to advertise the book, you run a training on teaching people what is inside the book. So that is a strategy. And among the people that people want to buy from, people who know their onion, if this person can train me well like this, I must follow his guidance. I have a realtor in Abuja. I have two realtors in Abuja who are doing similar things. She's a lawyer. She does a verification of land process for people for almost equal to free. In Abuja, that is what she does. She do consultation of land verification process for people for free. And in turn, people trust her and buy from her. So what do you have that can attract? What is your guaranteed process when it comes to marketing?
Hello, sir.
Yep.
Sorry for going back. This verification for this due diligence about land, can it be done by somebody that is not a lawyer to the details?
Well, everything is learnable. That is number one. Everything is learnable, or you can work with a lawyer. Simple. The money you make the price very low. See, this is what the thing you can guarantee the person. If you know someone who is doing it, there are different ways these things are done, right? If you know someone who is doing it, okay, for instance, now I register business names, I incorporate businesses, right? But I hardly do it myself. My company lawyer is one that is in charge. Currently, based on how long I've done it myself, because though it's online, I can actually do it online, but based on how long I've not done it, I can't even remember the process. The only thing I remember is how much I'm going to charge you. And now when you come for the business registration process, there are a lot of things I would advise you on. You will need, as you have registered, you are registering this business, you also have to register it online. You say, what do you mean by registering it online? You need to own a website. You need to brand it. You need to have a logo. You need to have different things. Okay? So sometimes this is what we even do. Well, sometimes we create a package, both the registration, the logo, the website, and everything comes together. A little would have been added on top. So you must think of a way to sell your products. Due diligence is a business. What is the customer scared of in the transaction of real estate? Turn it into creating a bait for yourself. What are the things that are holding people from buying real estate? Create the solution. Think of the solution. Okay? So these are the things you should look into. If you can do this effectively, I must tell you the truth, you won't lack customers. You must have a way of getting qualified people. You could partner with people who have access to these people's data. You might not be the one rendering the service that gives you, if you know someone that based on this person's business, it's always his class of customer and my kind of customer, but we are not offering the same service, so he's not my competitor. What can I give to this person in order for me to gain access to his audience? The last time I spoke in Landbricks, I remember talking about how you guys could partner with some job agency and so on. Universities have database of people who have graduated from their university for how many years ago. At least I want to believe that Nigeria is not that bad that out of every, let's say, 5,000 people that will graduate in a year from a particular university, that after 5 years, at least maybe 50 of them will not be able to afford the land. The question is, how do you gain access to such data of fresh graduates? NYC, things are there. Have you thought of speaking in NYC camp? It might not pay you immediately, but what you gain access to is data in the next 2-3 years and so on. So these are some of the things you need to take note of. There's no data, there's no data. There's data in this country. Let's be sincere, there's data in the country. 2000, during the COVID era, 2020, that was when I knew that there was data in this country. The Nigerian Bureau of Statistics brought their most, what's the word, is the most effective reports, and it was accepted by everyone. And what was that data? Okay, let me even ask you guys a question. In Nigeria, what part of the economy is taking more of, or which of the expenses is taking more of our money? What parts, which of your expenses, house rent, feeding, school fees, clothing, which of these is taking more of the money in Nigeria? I need response, please.
Power.
Power. Power, okay. You dey pay NEPA bill?
Is he coach?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he as a country or as an individual?
As an individual.
Okay. It's feeding, or because that one is every day.
Somebody say, okay, what we say is house rent. Yeah, the truth is, according to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, in the year 2020, Nigerian Bureau of Statistics brought out a report that clearly states how Nigerian citizens' income is spent. 65.5% of the income generally in Nigeria that comes to Nigerian citizens in Nigeria is spent on food. So feeding, food is taking the highest income. But this is a national report. State by state, it is not the same. But if you collate everything together, it is house rent, it is food. Now, but do you know why Lagos State real estate is booming? Because in Lagos, real estate housing is the highest place Lagosians spend more of their money. That's why real estate business is booming in Lagos than any other part of the country. The amazing thing is that after rent, the next thing in Lagos is transportation. And after transportation is food. Now, you could write a report as if you were someone, especially for those of you who work in an organization, if you want to really understand the Nigeria economy, the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics website should be your friend. They will bring out the reports, they will put it in Microsoft Excel, PDF, different sectors, sector by sector. Real estate, what is the worth of real estate business in Lagos? Do you even know as a realtor? You will see all those, how much is spent on real estate every year. Value, real estate transactions. So these are information you need to gather. You can now summarize this information into a little message you can send on your blog, or even compile it into a book. Things to know in Nigeria before starting a business. I don't give you book topic already. Because if you don't know where people are spending money, you might spend money, you might start a business on the wrong area. Because the best way to position a business, to start a business, is to know where people are spending money and start a business in that line. Now, in Lagos, they say food is the third. But do you know that it is not only food, just food per se? Lagosians eat out than they eat at home, more than they eat at home. So that is why in Lagos, Lagos is also the city with the highest eatery and restaurant business in Nigeria. Why? Because Lagosians eat out more than they eat in their houses. These are data you could compile into a report and use it to generate lead. Report like this would sell more on LinkedIn. Business people. Since every year, as we are going to the end of the year now, people are planning new business frontier to go into. This is the kind of report you should compile, form it into a PDF, this thing, get your graphics person to design a very compelling cover page, and you use it to generate lead. If you want, you can want to give it them for free. All they need to do is to sign up before they are able to download. And you have gotten email addresses of qualified people. If God help you, you are able to get up to 300, congratulations. You could now use those 300 to keep doing look-alike. For LinkedIn, you need 300 data for you to be able to create a look-alike audience. Okay, so those are some of the things you need to take note of. Let's proceed because of time. Who is a lead? I will just jump here for now. Let's proceed. Okay, I won't be doing this today because of time. Okay, now let's even begin to talk about branding properly now. What is branding? What is it? What is branding? Before we begin to talk about what is branding, let's do things that are not branding. What is not branding? Product and services is not branding. Your name, your logo, your image, your shapes, your colors, they are not your branding or your brand. Your website is not your brand. So what then is a brand? A brand is a set of mental associations held by the customer/people which add to the perceived value of your product or services. This is the most widely acceptable definition of branding since 1998. When I say come and do brand, is we need to design t-shirt, we need to design logo, we need to design those are not the brand itself. When I see you as a person, what comes to my mind? When your name is mentioned, what comes to mind? That is the brand itself. The mental association. What do I associate your name with? You might know plenty Mr. Chris, right? But if they mention Mr. Chris, what comes to mind? Is it which of the Mr. Chris? Is it Mr. Chris that is coach, that is into digital coaching or business growth and so on? That thing that comes to mind, that is the brand. So I'm going to give you one assignment. You know what? If possible, give one of your customers that is very close to you, right? Give somebody, a friend, a family person, one of your customer's phone number. Let the person call your customer and ask the customer about your name. Just mention your full name. Please, do you know so person? Let's even, or maybe ask the person, do you know someone who buy land, who sell houses and land? Would they remember you? When the point I'm trying to make is, when there's a conversation about real estate, will your name pop up? Will your name come to the mind of the customer? I have bought from you before, all right? This is not someone who has not bought from you. I have bought from you before, okay? And now people start discussing, I go to a place, people are discussing about agents, realtors. People are discussing about different realtors they know. Will your name pop up in that conversation? That is even based on the profession, which is not even a strong brand, being known with the profession. So those things that matters, when I think, I need a realtor who really know about land documentation, will your name pop up? I need a realtor who can really give me luxury product. I need a house that is in a very luxury location. Will your name pop up? I need an investment land. Will your name pop up? I need long-term investments. A realtor who knows so much about long-term investments. If they ask people around your area, people who know you, let's say you live in Aja area, Aja is too big. Let's use the Shombotedo as is where my office is located, right? Your neighborhood, even your estate, and somebody walk up to about 20 people or 30 people or 100 people and ask them, I'm looking for someone who is very good at explaining land titles, a realtor who is very good at explaining land titles, and the person no other realtor, with your name come up. Just like the other day, we're talking about realtors, Some of you associated quality video to confidence. So that is an example. So one of the brand identity or brand associates of confidence is quality video. Some of their brand associate is top selling. When you say, if I say mention top selling realtor, now you go mention 10, you know, go measure yourself. Why? Because you don't associate that to yourself. So the thing is, one thing is to have a brand, one thing is to have the right type of brand. When people are concerned about buying products, services, getting value from your industry, those things they would use to ask, like land documentation, things people would want to know. Do I have a realtor? You know a realtor who really understands, who can explain for me between CFO and global CFO? Do you have a realtor? You have a realtor who can explain the difference between Gazette and this thing. Will your name pop up? That is the brand, not the logo itself. Or when I say I need a real estate company that builds quality houses, modern and quality houses, family-friendly environments, all of these, will your name pop up? Affordable luxury, will your name pop up? What are you known? What would you be remembered for? You are the product with which the brand is associated. You are not the brand. Now, the other part is we have brand, we have personal brand. Now, what is a personal brand? Well, we'll be paying more attention because most of you are individual realtors. So personal brand creates mindfulness of the way you are perceived by others and also how you would like to be perceived. So the question is, what would, okay, I want to give you guys this assignment, okay? Everybody, hello, are you guys there at all? Hello?
Yes,
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, we're here.
Okay. You know what you are going to do?
Yes.
And I need this assignment done. Don't tell me you forgot. You go to Google. You will search for your name, your complete name. Your complete
Please, so please, my head. I'm mute it now.
You would go to Google and you will search for your complete name. Please screenshot whatever you see and send it to the WhatsApp group before next training. Did you get me? If you have your own business, screenshot, type your business name. I'm giving you 3-in-1 assignment. Assignment number 1, your name as a person. Type it, right? Type your name, your full name, as you know, as you are being addressed. Type it, search it on Google, and screenshot you the first page of Google. If you want to even go to the second page, screenshot it and post it on the WhatsApp group. Everybody so we want to see what Google knows you as. If your business, also do this. If you have a business name, also do the same thing. Post it on the WhatsApp group and tell us what you see so that we can all see what Google know you as. Because whatever Google know you as, that is what most people would know you as. Are we together? So some of you on Facebook, you are Emeka Jumbo. On Instagram, you are Ine Emeka Jumbo. On Google, you are the land seller. On LinkedIn, you are a mechanic. You don't have a consistent brand identity. Only you be like one of my clients, my students / Karen, because she attended the last 2 boot camp. She has like 5 names. She has 5 names. She is the landlady. She is the landlady concept. She has in 5. So the thing is, you need to be consistent with your brand. Time might not permit us to go too deep into this, but let's proceed for now. So let's go now. The things most of you call brand, they are actually, every brand is made up of brand identity, brand associates, and brand attributes. That's what every brand is made up of. The things you call branding, they are not branding, they are only called the brand identity or identifiers. The logos are what you use to identify the brand, not the brand itself. Your color, your logo, and all that, these are known as the brand identity. They are not the brand. Let's proceed because I will explain them in front. I believe explanation, the 3 main components of a brand: identifiers, the brand name, the logo, the color, the shapes, anything that will lead a customer to think of the company, product, or services. That is a brand identifier. So what you have been calling branding is actually the brand identifier. So the question is, attribute, whatever the customer think of in response to a brand identifier. Now, this is, when I see MTN logo, what comes to my mind? Do I think of fast internet? Do I think of cheap data? Or do I think of a more widely spread network? What comes to my mind? That is what we mean by brand attributes. So when I see your logo, what comes to my mind? Land and houses. Do you just stand for land and houses? Or do you stand for family welfare? Do you stand for financial freedom, which most of you preach? Though you preach financial freedom, invest for financial freedom, invest for financial freedom. There's one annoying one you guys used to say, that one used to get me upset. Do you know that all the billionaires in this world became billionaires through, that word you use, through real estate? Who told you that one? They all have real estate. They didn't become billionaires through real estate. Why? Because you said such things because you don't make research for yourself. And when you'll be talking to some people, after seeing your advert, they start posting through, scrolling through your social media handle, and they'll just be laughing, this one or there. Who tell this one? Because the customers, some of these customers you are trying to sell to, they know. They are not naive. That alone can even make this one doesn't even know what he's saying. How am I sure he'll be able to sell me the right line? Not go sell me land where we get Gazette as land of C of O. So please, when you make statement, don't just stay in class, hear what your coaches or you make research for yourself. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and the rest, how did they become billionaires? Please. So you don't, I don't say that guy with proper where they post land everywhere. Immediately send a message. The next question is land and house. We sell land and that. And some of you, I have been sending you message. You don't even know how to program your WhatsApp response message. Anytime I send you message, you always send me annoying messages. The connection between the identifiers and the attributes, the wiring in the customer's mind. Do I feel bad or do I feel good when I remember you? Do I feel happy or do I feel sad? What comes to mind? Fear, happiness. What state of emotion is generated whenever I see your brand identifiers and the attributes? How does it leave me after knowing that, okay, this is Coca-Cola, or this is a Nestle water? Nestle water, that water is very good. Especially for someone who have experienced your brand before. Whenever your name comes up, what comes to mind? So take note of that. Okay, so this is where you see if after seeing your name, seeing your company logo and seeing everything, what comes to my mind is a need that I have. It means you have a very powerful brand. But if what comes to my mind is product and services, when I see your logo, I remember real estate, your brand is weak. If I see your logo, I see your brand elements, and what comes to mind is financial freedom, investment, then your brand is strong. But if what comes to mind is product and services, land and house, sorry, your brand is weak. That's all I will say. Brand position should consist of benefits or needs. Don't position your brand to be remembered for product and service. Position it to be remembered for benefits and needs. That's the sole message of this slide. Oh, how come? I have to define. So that's what is a personal brand? Oh, really? Okay, personal branding is the process by which people differentiate themselves by articulating their unique value proposition, leveraging it across platforms with consistent messaging and image to achieve a specific goal. Personal branding creates mindfulness of the way you are perceived by others and also how you wish to be perceived. Okay, that's what we talked about already, so let's just proceed. How to create a personal brand statement. Okay, I will just rush this part a little. Number one, you must have a vision. Why do you want to create a personal brand? Number two, you must have a unique value proposition. Number three, work experience. Number four, desired opportunity. Okay, so these are the things, four things you need to put together to create a brand statement, a personal brand statement. Ignore that. So who needs personal brand? Job seekers need a personal brand, employee needs a personal brand, leaders need a personal brand. You fall among either of these. Either you own your own company, you be a leader, employer, so on. You also, okay, this for anyone, all of us need a personal brand. I just proceed. How would your personal, how we use personal brand? Okay, we use it both online and in person. Okay. That is how we use personal brand. 3 steps to defining your personal brand. Okay. Define your aspiration, determine your unique value proposition, and communicate your brand. These are the 3 steps for defining your personal brand. Define your aspiration. So I'm explaining one after the other now. The first one was define your aspiration. To him that does not know where he is going, there is no favorable way. Today they call you coach. Tomorrow they call you okay. Is it this or this? Which one? The 4? That means you are still backward. This one, vision, unique value proposition, work experience, desired opportunity. Okay, so those are them: vision, unique value proposition, work experience, desired opportunities, how to create a personal brand statement. So you need to consider these things. What do you want to achieve with this personal brand? Okay, what is your unique value proposition? What would people gain? What is your work experience, right? So these are some of the things. All right, so let's proceed. Say the people that need a personal brand: job seekers, employers, and leaders. So then how we use personal brand online and in person, and use your personal brand there. 3 steps to defining your personal brand. We say you need to define your aspiration. Number 2, you need to determine your value proposition. Number 3, you need to communicate it. Okay? Defining your aspiration. To define your aspiration, you need to know where you are going to, right? So what do you want to be known for in this real estate industry? What do you want to be known for? The one who sells land. Yep. Somebody was trying to ask a question. Okay, let's proceed. So I was explaining this. What do you want to be known for? You need to decide what you want to be known for. Okay, very necessary. You need to know, what do you want to be known for? Like someone, let me even state this now. I don't like being called a coach. I don't like the name coach. Most of the time when people call me that, I correct them. I'm not a coach. I don't also like being called a digital marketer. I'm not one either. So you need to know what you want to be known for. I'm a business growth strategist. I prefer to be known for that. Okay, so you need to define what you want to be known for. You want to be known as a realtor. What kind of realtor are you? Now, your unique value proposition. Your unique value proposition is combination of 3: your natural talent, skill, and passion. When we talk about your natural talent, unique value proposition, what is that thing you do easily? That's your natural talent. So now this is how to define. Everybody take this down. I want everyone, assignment number 2 or 3, I think. This is the next assignment. I want everyone to fill this before next class, put it on the WhatsApp group. Now I'm going to fill my own insight to give you a guidance of what I'm saying. I use my natural talent of speaking or teaching. I teach with ease, all right? And my digital marketing skills to have an impact in the real estate industry. My natural talent of speaking or my natural talent of teaching, and my digital marketing skills to have an impact in the real estate industry. That is for me. So what is yours? What is your natural talent? Could be guiding people, explaining things to people. So you need to define your now. What do you do at ease? And what are the skill sets? Skill sets are things, skills you acquired. Well, maybe your marketing skills. Or like some of you mentioned your skills earlier in the last class. And you use that to guide people in real estate investments. I choose to use industry because I serve both parties, both customers and realtors or real estate practitioners. So I decided to use industry. You can use investors. So I would be needing this before next class. Also post it on the WhatsApp group. Professional skill, what skill set do you have and how does it now does it help customers or your target audience? It's not all the skills you have acquired you have to write there. The one that would make customers to know that, okay, this person knows what he, with these skills and experience of this person will be able to help me make a good buying decision, good investment. That's what you need to put there. Okay, not every of your skill. Your brand assets are a combination of your skills and your credentials, certificates, and skill sets. All right. So all these are things. Part of this thing you are learning today, your brand proposition to a company you want to sell their products is different from your brand proposition to the customers. Take note of that. The brand proposition to the customers is different from the brand proposition because what the customer is looking for in a realtor is different from what the customer is, what the company is looking for in a realtor. They are not the same thing. Okay, so take note of this today. Okay, so these, okay, this is questions. Now I'm ready to take questions now. Wow.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, please, are you sharing the slide with us?
No, sir. I hardly give out my slide.
I'm too fast for us to start to write them out, sir.
Sir?
Yeah.
No, when you get the video, no, I'm going to drop the video. I'm going to drop the video. Remember, the class is being recorded.
Okay.
So you have access to.
Okay, fine, sir. Thank you.
All right. Any other person? Any other person? Questions, questions, questions. I have 1 hour to explain the Google Ad platform for you. So if there's no question, I would like to end the branding section here. Have we learned anything today at all? Have we learned something?
Yes, sir. Lots.
Yes, so.
Okay. All right, so let me so browser now. Somebody's already searching our own art. My God. Okay. Now, the question you need to ask yourself when you search that information out is, the question you need to ask yourself is that what, because I was laughing because I noticed somebody's already posting what she found out on Google, what Google is saying about her on the WhatsApp group. That's why I'm like, because I got a notification on my system. So my question is that what you want to be known for? That's the question. That thing you saw on Google, is that what you want to be known for? Okay, if that is not what you want to be known for, you have a work to do. You need to make sure you write out your profile and go to all your social media handle, anywhere that require bio, make sure you post that same thing. Let it be consistent on all of your listing. If you have a website, go do the same thing. Though you might not be at some, you can go back to your history and delete some things that you have posted 10 years ago. The Facebook handle, things that you don't want to be associated with, delete them. They don't go away. So you better delete them now. On the long run, they will not be visible. Don't just post it and after all, it has passed, so they won't see it again. No, one day it might come out. So just make sure you delete them. So when they click on the link, after a while, tell them, no, the document or the picture they are trying to get is not available. That is much more better, okay? All right. So now it's time for Google Ads. Okay, while we're waiting to visit the Google Ad interface, I would just like to say some things about Google Ads. Google Ad or Google as a platform is the most powerful platform on earth, digital platform on earth. The strongest tool used by US. US has data of the world is because of Google. Google know you attended this Zoom meeting today, provided you have Google Chrome on your system. The places you went to today, if peradventure your GPS was turned on, your location was turned on your phone, Google knew you went there today. Some of you as realtors, you went to inspection. For those of you who are in Lagos who are members of BRG, last week, most of you attended training in Sky Mall. Google is aware. Even Facebook is aware, actually. But the map belongs to Google. So I could actually target, if I want to run ad and I need realtor, all I need to do is I'll target that Sky Mall. Anybody that went to Sky Mall within so time to so time will see my ad. The same thing also applies. I could target people who traveled out of this country for the past 10 years. Google knows them. So Google is the most trusted website on earth. And Google is the most used website on earth. Some people trust Google more than their parents. Some people trust Google more than their family members. If swear used to kill people, a lot of persons would have died because they will tell you, I can swear, I saw it on Google. It cannot be wrong, it's correct. So if you have a platform like that, that is as powerful, that a country as strong or as powerful as US depend on it to make some strategic decisions, why can't you use it for your marketing purpose? Google Ad is one of the oldest ad system on earth also, older than Facebook, older than LinkedIn, older than Twitter. Google leads you are going to get on Google have the highest buying intent, because most of their ad only gets shown based on what you search for. So if you go to Google now and you search for house for sale, the top 4 links you are likely going to see would be ads. In between, you will see organic links. Then at the bottom, you see about 2, 3. So, though a bit more technical than every other ad system, but is one of the best ad platforms you can ever use. But to use it, you would need at least either a website or a landing page. So take note of that. All right, so with this being said, I'm going to be sharing my screen next as we move to Google. I want to believe you can all see my screen now. So how do I access the Google Ad interface? You go to ads.google.com, ads.google.com. That takes you to the Google Ad interface. And on this interface, you would see overview, how it works, costs, FAQ, advanced results, sign in, start now. The best mail to use is your Gmail. And all you need to do. Sorry?
I can't see a screen. I can't see. I thought you were sharing a screen, but I can't see.
What can you see? What are you seeing?
Just blank.
No,
Nothing,
swipe
there's no
your
screen,
this
there's
thing
no
to the
nothing there.
left hand side. Swipe to the left hand side.
It's actually clear, yeah.
Oh wow.
Have you done that? Let me unshare and reshare again. How far?
It's saying
Clear.
starting screen sharing, but it hasn't shown anything yet.
Maybe it's from
I
your
think
phone.
it is network because I'm seeing the screen clearly.
Okay, I can see it.
It
I
is
can see it
network.
now. I can see it now. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I can see it. I can see it now. Thank you very much.
Welcome. So when you get here, your concern should be these two buttons here. Sign in or start now. Click on sign in. You click on start now. It's going to take you to the same place.
Hello, sir. It's like you're too fast to.
Bros.
Yes, sir. You're too fast.
I hope you are not
I'm trying to log in with my system.
I hope you are not trying to practice alongside with me, because this is not time to practice alongside with me. You have to understand it.
No, I will have to do it again, but let me. I'm not trying to practice here, but at least let me be seeing it from my system.
Okay.
I think if we want to try and follow, we might spend the whole day here.
Yeah.
So sometimes, since you're giving us different options, since you're giving us different options, I think we can fall back to it.
Now, since they'll be dropping the video now, there's no point following him of every step
So
of
we
the
don't have
way.
to wait. This
Let's
is
just
10
listen to what he's saying.
Throughout the time.
Yeah, because of time. You guys are correct. Okay, so now this particular email address, these are ad accounts I've created already. So, but because of the class, I'll be starting a new one, new Google Ad account. So I click on new Google Ad account and I wait for it to load. Still loading, so I wait for it to finish loading. Okay, and this is what you would see. Okay, now Google, when you say new, Google expect that as a beginner, you might not know what to do, so they tend to guide you, all right? But this, their guided option is not effective. It will only make you spend more money than the result you would get or you should be getting. So take note of that. And your account would also be created. For now, what we want to do is to create account. Okay, before that, let me even show you something else from the slide. Just remember there's something I was supposed to show you from the slide. Have I closed it? Should I come? Really? Okay, let me just open this on my settings. Okay, just open it here. I think I should find it here. Okay. Can you all see my screen, please?
Yes, I can.
Okay, no, this is even Facebook. Okay, yeah, Google now.
So,
okay, this is Google now. So these are the different accounts you need to create when you want to run a Google ad, or these are the different process you need to pass through, not all of them are accounts. Okay, if what you want to do right now is to create a Google AdWords account or Google Ad account, It's no longer called AdWord. This word has been removed. So it's now Google Ad account. Take note of that. Okay. So this is what I want to create now. This. So take note of that. So I will be guiding you with this. So need to share my screen again. Go back to this browser. Okay. So this is what I have here. Okay. So I want to actually create a Google Ad account right now. So when you come to create new account and you see this, please don't follow this. Scroll down and you will come here and you see this. Are you a professional marketer? Switch to expert mode. This is what you should use. Doesn't matter whether you've not run Google Ad before. This is what you should use. Reason is because you have more tools, you have access to more settings, more features than these other options of following any of these 3 options up here. So take note of that. So I click on switch to expert mode. Okay, then you might see something like this. What's name? What's your business name? Blah, 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 blah. Now, also don't pick any option here. So create an account without a campaign. That's the option you should click. Now, this is my email address, my Gmail. The email that is, sorry, thank you for reminding me that. The email that you have currently logged in on your browser, your Gmail, that's what is going to be. This is actually the one I use for training, so that's what is there. So if this, the reason why it was able to just go straight is because I'm currently logging into that email on this browser. This is my default email on the browser. You can see techtraining@gmail.com. Okay, so if I was not logged in on this browser, it would have asked me for my email and password. Take note of that. All right, I believe that is clear. So when you get here, it asks you to fill in business details and so on. Don't bother about that also. Business info. Come here and say at the bottom you see create an account without a campaign. This option here is trying to connect you to Google My Business. For those of you who have your Google My Business account, it's trying to connect you to your Google My Business account, but it's not mandatory you use it. Okay, during the practical day, I will also show you how you can run ads. If you have actually been posting on your Google My Business account, you can actually run effective ads from that section as well. That I'll be showing you on the physical class. But for now, come here and say create an account. All I want is an account. I don't want to create a campaign. I just want an account. So click on create. So it will take you to this section. All right. So, and on this section here, let's scroll down. So it's going to ask you now the billing country, Nigeria, time zone, Nigeria, currency. You can only pay with dollars. This is where your card comes in, the card that says you get your platinum card. This is where it comes in. Okay, so take note of this. And to ask you, yes, send me performance information tips promo. Yes, I always accept it, but it's not mandatory. You see.
No, sir.
Yep.
At that time zone, did you input it yourself or it was there?
It came out by default, so you must choose, but you must change it to your country time zone. But by default, it will supposed to see your time zone. Okay, so congratulations, you are all done. The account has been created. So what I've succeeded in doing here is that I've succeeded in creating these accounts here. This one, AdWord account, which I say is currently called Ad Accounts. Right, this is the one I just created now. The next says campaign, the type of adverts you are running, display, shoppable, blah, blah, blah. What type of advert do you want to run? That is the next thing where we call campaign, all right? For those of you who are used to Facebook ad, we call it where you begin to pick your objective, okay? So I click on. The more ad you run, the more features you'll be having access to. That is another thing you also need to take note of. The more you run ad, the more features you have access to. Take note of that. But for now, based on that is a new account, there's not much really. If I should open another ad account for you to see more features inside, but for now, this is all I have. Okay, it has loaded completely now. Okay, so when you come here, you have tools and settings, a lot of things here. So the first thing I want to show you is how to either add your card or pay money into your card. When you click on tools and settings, you see planning, shared library, bulk action, measurement, setup, billing. So come to billing and click on settings.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
It's your PowerPoint that is showing. You. I can't see the. Have you gone back to the Google part?
Oh, really? Sorry.
Yeah, we can't see the Google
Sorry.
screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I say click on tools, come down to billing, and come to settings, and it will load and open this interface for you. My card details is currently stored there. Now, you will see, you can see what is here, manual. Always choose manual, so you don't have to store your card details completely there. Or they don't have, not that you won't store your card details will be there. They won't be debiting from your card details for every ad you run. So this is how it works. Why I prefer the manual option. I want to spend 150,000. I will just transfer that 150,000 from my bank account into the Google Ad account. Please take note of that. So 150,000 naira, but remember it's in dollars, so always take note of that. It's in dollars, okay? So since it's in dollars, all you need to do is convert that money you want to spend in naira, 150, convert it to dollars and know how much that's worth. So let's say this is what you want to pay into the account in dollars, 150,000. Maybe let's say the equivalent is $500. Okay, you specify the amount and you click on submit. But before then, you can see my card details is here. All right, add credit card details for instance. So I'll put my card number, expiring date, the CVV, the name on the card, then I submit. Then that amount that I specified here will be debited from my bank account and be saved here for me. So anytime I log in, I would always see that amount. As I'm running ad, that amount that I paid into the account, that is what will be withdrawn bit by bit. Is that clear?
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How do we know the amount we are going to pay? Is it always shown that this is a certain amount that is charged for this?
You'll be the one to determine the amount you want to pay. Though we are going to get there, but this is how you determine the amount you want to pay. My budget per day, the recommended budget or the budget per day, let's say, is $10. So since $10 is what I want to spend per day, how many days do I want to run the ad? Let's say I want to run the ad for 1 week. That is 14 days. Let's say for 2 weeks, that is 14 days. So that is 10 times, $10 times 14. So that's the amount I will impute there. I might just add some fraction to it. Is that clear? The recommended daily budget is $10 minimum.
Okay.
Not that you can't spend below that, but you won't get result. From experience, you won't get results, enough result, good results. And this is how Google ad work. The more ad you run, the better it is to optimize. For me now, for these new accounts now, right? If I want to run ad, for me to get the kind of result I want, I will spend more. But as I be consistently run ad on this account, I'll start spending less as time goes on. I don't know if that is clear. So take notes. So take note of that. So this is how you pay money. But if you don't want that option, you want to store your card details there. Another option is, if you're not using manual, you will have to use automatic. The automatic method is, Google has a threshold. The threshold means how much would you spend before they start debiting you. So your ad would, the default for some accounts is $50. For some other accounts, it is beyond that. But the common default amount is $50, especially as you begin. The default at the beginning is $50. So if you just put your card details there, you don't put the option of manual and you don't pay money into the ad account, you just store your card details here. What would happen is that as you begin to run ad, Google won't be charging you, but they'll be calculating how much you are accumulating. Immediately it hits that mark of $50, they will deduct $50 from that bank account that you saved the card there. Because Google ad is pay per click. So as people are clicking on it, depending on the keyword you are bidding for, let's say somebody say house for sale in Ibejuleki, okay? House for sale is the keyword, but the phrase is house for sale in Ibejuleki. So that keyword, house for sale in Ibejuleki, how much does it worth? You can specify that anytime somebody clicks on my ad, I want them to debit 2 Naira or 2 cents from my account. But if someone else is paying higher than you do, that person who is paying higher than you do, his ad will be shown first before yours who is bidding lower, because it's an auctioning system. The way the thing works is auctioning. Who is bidding higher? The first parameter for bidding is amount of bid. How much are you bidding? Another person might say, I want to pay $6 for every ad. That is why if you're targeting Nigerians in diaspora, as you're targeting US now, you will spend more. Reason is because they won't be charging you based on Nigerian rate, because your advert will be competing with other adverts in the US. The location you are targeting would affect the amount you spend in your ad. So if you are bidding very low, and there is also a statistic, I don't know how that system is built or why it is so, but I also became a digital advertiser and I met it that way. Every individual in this world cannot see more than 100 ads in a day in a particular platform. It doesn't happen. It is always the maximum you can see is 100 at a time. So at every point, there is always 100 advertisers bidding for a particular keyword. House for sale. If you type house for sale, now you can't see more than 100 ads for sale in that particular location where you are. So if I type house for sale, an advert pops up, Now, the person who is bidding higher, his advert will come up first before mine will be at the bottom. So if you keep bidding low, sometimes if 100 people have paid more than you and you are still paying lower, automatically your advert will not be shown and your money would also not be deducted. I don't know if we are getting what I'm saying, because the need to understand this is very crucial. As for sell is the key word, and everybody is paying. We already say there are 100 slots at a time. And out of that 100 slot, let's say we have 101 advertisers, and you are the 101 person, and you are always bidding low. As everybody is bidding $2, $5, $7, and you are bidding $1. The other people, the least they are bidding is $2, and you decide to bid $1. Your advert will not be shown because you will be on the 101 person, and they will only show the first 100. So your advert will not be shown, and your money will not also be deducted, though depending on the option you use, what you are, your bidding option, or how you want them to be charging you. And even when your advert is shown, the beautiful thing about Google ad is that, especially the one we call search ad, even when your advert is shown, provided I did not click on it, though your advert was shown, you like, I go to Google and I type house for sale, you see it's an advert there, and the person saw them, but did not click on it. Automatically, you will also not be charged, because provided you are bidding by click. By click means you only get debited, you only get to pay when somebody click on the advert. If I did not click, your money remains with you. Is this clear? Hello? Can we proceed?
Yeah, it is. It's clear.
Okay. So let's go back to the home page. So that is now, like we talked about, is keyword and search phrases. So what you are competing for is the words. Now the question is, if you don't, this is another reason why you need to know your customers whom you want to sell to. If you don't know your customer, how do you know the kind of words they are using to search? There are different types of keywords. There's what we call long tail keyword, broad keywords, and so on. There are specific match keywords. Now, if somebody just type house for sale, is it house for sale you are targeting? Or what exactly are you targeting? I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint to show you something. So I'll stop this first. Go back to PowerPoint. Branding class. Okay. Okay, let's see. The kids. Okay. House for sale in the house for sale. House for sale in Lagos. House for sale in Lagos. Now I have three options here: house for sale in Lagos, house for sale in Lagos, house for sale in Lagos, right? Now let's work with the first one, house for sale in Lagos. Now, what this simply means, if I leave it like this, if I just type like this keyword or this search phrase on my this thing, you know what would happen? Provided somebody search Lagos is attached to the word, it doesn't matter whether it is has for sale. Lagos is attached to the word, the person with my advert would pop up. Has for sale, my advert will pop up. For sale, my advert will pop up. In Lagos, anything you type and you have in Lagos, my ad would pop up. House in Lagos, my advert would pop up. That is what it simply means. Now, I do it the other way around. Please take note of the parentheses I'm using. We call this phrase match. The first one I did is called the broad match. This one is called the phrase match. The phrase match means Google, one of the reasons why I said Google earlier that Google is very strong and powerful, is the most strong and powerful platform. Google read words. The platform read and understand words. That is why if you want to send email, unless you forgot to put anything, type anything on the email, you just click on send. The platform will tell you that you've not typed anything. I don't know if any of you have noticed that before. The reason why they know that you've not typed anything is because the platform takes note, it's reading everything you're typing. Okay, so Google system is intelligent to that point. So when we talk about phrase match, what it simply means that anything that have almost the same meaning, close meaning with this would be, and somebody search for something. So if I go online now and I search for house for sale in Lagos, I will find it. Lagos house for sale, I will see the ad. Houses selling in Lagos, I will see this ad. But the thing is that it would almost mean the same thing. That is how it works. It would almost mean the same thing, phrase match. But you have another option. Exact match. The use of angle brackets. This one is more strict. Each of these words must be in this sentence, in the sentence I search for me to see the ad. So for you to do this, you must have made your research and you are very certain that anyone who wants to buy this land or buy this thing must obviously use these words. And it's not just one you type, they could type up to 10 different words or phrases you know that people will use when they want to search for your products. Sometimes you don't even put it on the entire word. You can say, provided this part this part. This is the most important part. The people should see the ad. Anybody that search for this part, as for sale, should see the ad, even when it did not add in Lagos. And why I can do something like this. Though this is a bit advanced stuff, but you can actually do something like this. So in Lagos, this one can change. at Lagos, this can change to this, and the person will still see the ad, provided you type this one correctly, and anything that follows Lagos, it doesn't matter, it will see the ad. So this is the key thing. This is the most important thing when it comes to Google Ad. How well you are able to research your keywords and how well you are able to align your keyword would determine how successful your advert will be. Though, because of the practical time, we'll be giving you keyword to target. That is part of the benefits you get while doing the practical. I'll tell you, okay, for this property, target this keyword, use this keyword, use this keyword, use this keyword. Based on experience, tell you the type of keyword to use. Now, don't always focus on, or what's the word? Don't focus on volume, focus on quality. Someone might come and just say, house for sale. You saw that I decided to put Lagos, house for sale. House for sale, I might be looking for house for sale in Ekpe. I might be looking for house for sale in Abuja. I might be looking for house for sale in different locations. So if you just put house for sale, you get more people, but they might not be specific enough, because anybody who is really looking for a house to buy knows the place he wants the house. Just like a friend who will be a student who was running ad, and she has a, what's the word, car there. Here's the keyword. Car for sale, or is it just car she puts there? Car for sale or car. There are different types of cars. Even the toy car your children is using is car. So I might come and I'm looking for a toy car, I will see the ad. So she can get 1 million traffic in a day, but none is converted into sales. Why? Because she's using something very broad. From experience, if the intent to buy, when the intent to buy is high, they are more specific, but the volume you would get would be low. Intent. There are some words you will see in a search phrase, you know that this person has high intent in purchasing. Don't be deceived when you hear that open budget, very few, it's very difficult to see people who want to buy something and they don't have budget at all. Almost everybody has budget. Don't waste your time with people who say they have open budgets. So take note of this while I go back to the, what's the number above your email address? Is it a phone number? No, it's not a phone number. It's my ad account ID. Okay, I didn't even see this question before. The number, who asked the question? Okay, Sarah, that is my ad account ID. Every ad account you create has an ID. At the point before I logged in, you would have seen numbers showing those are different ad accounts I created from while doing training with these email. So let's go back to sharing of screen. Where's my browser? Okay, so I have a few minutes to round up. Okay, so new campaign. I want to run ad now, but remember, I'm not going to get to the point of publishing. So if I want to run ad, but before I want to talking about if I want to run ad, let me still explain one more thing. So keyword planner, you want to know what kind of keyword to use. Now, do you have a competitor who is running Google ad and is getting so much traffic to his or her website? You have a competitor you know. Now, I want to show you how to spy on that your competitor right now. For those of you in Lagos, Landway, what's your name? Suji Motors, these are some of the real estate companies I know that run ad a lot. Then on Google, then you now look at platforms like GG, Nigerian Property Center. Nigerian Property Center in particular, they run ad a lot. So you want to know what keyword they are using or what are people typing to go to their website, right? So now see the secret on how to spy on your competitors. So you use this option when you are looking for new keyword. You are not sure of what keyword to use. You are looking for keyword, use this option and say, discover new keyword, click on this. We'll expand. Then you see, enter product or services closely related to your business, right? Land, houses. That is enough. Then I look for landway. Also type Nigerian Property Center. Now, but there's a rule to use of keyword. Don't use the name of another person's company. We call that negative keyword. I mean, in this, because some of the people that will be going to Landway will be typing Landway to get to the web. Don't say, because people are typing Landway to go to Landway website, so I have to use Landway as part of my keyword. That is negative. If Google finds out, which they will always find out that this is someone's company name, they would. Your ad will not do well. We call it negative. Instead of reaching more people, it will be minusing from the people you would reach. So take note of that. Never use anybody's brand name. But this, it doesn't stop you from using to spy on the person. So take note. So see what I did. And on houses, put Landway here. Then I click on get results. I wait for it to load. Okay. So these are people that currently visit Landway website. If you type land, at least 1,000 persons are visiting their website on a monthly basis. A total of 683 keywords are the things people are typing to locate his website, their website. See the two, this thing I typed here. Okay, it's houses. Is having the highest distance because they used to sell more of houses. At least 10,000 to 100,000 people are visiting this website or having this search. The keyword idea, apartment for rent, house for rent, 3-bedroom house for rent. These are people or if you are doing rent, that's when you can pick this, but you're not doing rent, you don't need to pick this. Okay, 2-bedroom apartment, you can pick this. Rental property, you can pick it because some people buy to sell out for rent purpose, all right? So instead of looking at it here, all you just need to do is at the right-hand side, you see a button here, download it, CSV, to download to your system. Preparing, and it will download so you can sort it bit by bit by yourself. Choose the one you want to use and delete it the ones you don't want to use. So I just showed you how you could get to. You could spy on their keywords. So for 600 or something. So take note of that. These are the keyword they are going for. Some of the keyword they go. So sort the ones that are related to you. So this, I come back again. This time I use Nigerian Property Center. Nigerian Property Center website. For sale. This time around, I'm adding for sale. Sale. Okay. Maybe a keyword that's supposed to be more, I know. 1070 keyword idea. All right. So you can even add more from here, expand all, and pick more for branded ones. So none, okay, all of them, none of them here is branded. Pinnacle, okay, Pinnacle is brand. Pinnacle is the name of a company, so I'm not supposed to use it. So take note of that. But let's look at here. These are things people are searching to go to. So, okay, now another thing you need to take note of is this. Not that all of this, let me actually explain it. Not that all of this traffic is coming to their website. That's what you actually need to take note of. This is the average number of search, is what this part is saying. Average number of search, how many times people are searching for these words. That's what it means. And what's the percentage that is coming to them? Okay, that's what you also know. What's the percentage they are getting? Okay. And what's the, if you are running ad, what's the bid, top of page bid? So how much do you need to pay if you want to run ad and bid for top of the page? This is the average, it costs $0.02. Okay, so top of page bid, high range. So this is the lowest, this is the highest. Okay, so you can choose to bid more than the, like most of the time I bid up to $1 or even $2, depending on what I'm going for. Because I actually don't just do land for sale. I'll be more specific. The more specific you do, the higher, the more expensive it becomes. So take note of it. So you can also download it into your system and edit it bit by bit for yourself. So that is how you spy on your competitors using the Google Keyword Planner. Questions, please. So that is for this side. Be asking your question because time is going. There might not be time for question. I know some people are even tired. I can see that the class is reducing already. So new campaign. This is when you want to run the ad. Let me just walk you through this a little, though I won't take it to the end, but I'll walk you through it a little and we'll round up for the day. Meanwhile, be asking your questions. Are they still there or are they all slept off?
Yes,
We're here.
Okay. No question. It's even good. So we can close early. All right, so when clicking on new campaign, it's going to ask me what type of ad do I want to run? What's my objective? Just like Facebook, for those of you who know how to run Facebook ad, things like this must have been used to do. Not all of this, you see lead generation, traffic, and so on. But in this one, you see things like sales, lead, blah, 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 blah. But the truth is I always don't pick anyone also. It's not mandatory that you don't pick anyone, but preferably out of preference, I will also say, create a campaign without a goal guidance. Okay, so it gives me the leverage to do what I want, not restricting me to a particular thing. Okay, so take note of that. Then I click on this. Then it says select a campaign type. Now there are different types of ad you can run on Google. You have search ad. The one I've been referring to, that when you go to Google, you search for something and you call it search ad. It is only when somebody search that they find you. And for you to run this ad, you must have a website or a landing page. Let me just restrict them to real estate ad. For real estate, this is recommended for you. This is recommended for you, and this is recommended for you. This is the following ad. I repeat, search, display, video. This is your YouTube ad. So So you must have to pick one here. So let's say I'm doing search ad, I pick search, then it asks me, you can see in that website. So you can actually do phone number, but it's not really effective. Or you can also select all three. Okay, you are not installing app, so you can leave the app part. Pick your country, Nigeria. Put in your phone numbers, 07066 557788. Put your company websites there. You can actually combine them. Then come here and say campaign name, training. This one will not be visible to the customers or the audience. So it's just something that will help you to remember what you're doing. Click on continue and I wait for it to load. Then it's going to ask me, what do I want to bid for? Clicks or share impression? I have not set up, which I'm going to explain in other time, but I can explain that now. This is going to take us long to explain and we don't have time again. Set up conversion tracking, where you have to install something on your website when people go to website and carry out that action. So if I come to your website, do you know whether it's land I clicked on or it's house I click on? What do you track? What did I do when I came to your website? What button did I click on? The types of click I carry, I will determine what. That is why if you go to Jumia today, click on refrigerator, right? The next set of Jumia ad you see for the rest of the week or the rest of the month will be refrigerator. Why? Because they have a tracker that tracks what you perform on their website. So the question is, what do you track on your website? Do you track something on your website? So but since nothing is set, but basic this thing, I will just click on use clicks. All right, how many people click on my ad? That is just what I want to do. Set maximum cost per click. So what's the maximum I'm willing to pay for every click so that they won't be charging me too much? Okay, so I have to specify if I want, but for now, I'm not going to specify. I'll leave it the way it is. Now they'll ask you, should the advert get outside of Google? Which means sometimes you go to Linda Cage, when you hear the likes of Linda Cage are making money from Google and so on, this is how they make money. They apply for Google AdSense and Google in turn, when people are advertising on their web, on the Google, they turn place that website, that advert on people's website, people like Linda Cage, blogs like Linda Cage, right? So do I want my advert to get to places like that? For a start, I would always say no. Know what you are going to get directly from Google first, because not everybody that go to Linda Cage's website, because under Linda Cage, it is not, might not be based on search, especially when it is displayed. It might not be based on search, it will just be showing there. But the person that came there did not go there because he wanted to buy property. So I will just leave it on that aspect. So check the two, that's what I do most of the time. Now the location of the people I want to target. This is where the work is. You don't have money to do all of the country. And this is rule of thumb. Don't target countries of different continents together in one single ad. This includes all platforms. Take notes. Don't target countries of different continents together in one ad. Take note of that. So I can't target US and Nigeria together because they are not in the same continent. Even though I'm targeting Nigerians that are in US, but since the two countries are not the same, I can't target. So I have to do US, Canada, and some other countries that are under that continent. So take note of that. So I will say enter another location. So I'll enter them manually. So I can pick USA. And before you even pick a country to target, don't just assume. And also, it is not mandatory for you to target the entire country. Go online, make research. What are the places where Nigerians are dominated in that particular in that country? That's where you should target this. There are states that has dominant, where your citizens are dominated, especially if you're targeting Nigerians in diaspora. There are states where Nigerians are dominated. Those are the places you should target. Don't just target the entire country. Okay, so take note. So, let me just pick Arizona. Or if you know specific place in that, that's why you need to ask question. This work, this is where the work is. Okay, you need to make your research. So I will be sharing a document with you guys during the physical training, especially with some countries, specific places, eateries, African eateries where Nigerians go to eat. So you can target the specific location in that place instead of targeting the entire city. There are options like that. Just like I was giving instance that I could target people, the realtors that went to Sky Mall for BRG training, you can also do something like that. Okay, African restaurant, Nigerian owned restaurant, you can actually target. That the informations are online. Search, because the truth is, we might only be able to give you a few. But if you want to take this to the next level, you must do research on your own. So take note of that. So you can just be picking the location one after the other. You can come to advanced search and start picking the location one after the other here. So you can see the map of Arizona, the part it cut out. Location. Or you can make it radius based, 20-mile radius. So just like that. Radius is actually very good. 20-mile radius, it's on 20 already. That is the minimum Google request. Facebook is 15-mile radius. Minimum of 15-mile radius for Facebook if you're using radius base. For Google, it is 20-mile radius. You would have made your research know that okay, Nigerians are dominated in this area, then you focus on that area. So any Nigerian that search for those keywords that I'm going to use, anybody that search, not just Nigeria, anybody that search for those keywords that I'm going to, that I use in this location. So if somebody type land for sale in Epe from this location, automatically they will see my ad. So if they don't use land for sale from this location, they won't see my ad. That is what it means. So if I'm here, though I'm in US, but I'm here, I won't see, if I search land for sale in Epe, I won't see the ad because I'm not here. This is the location you are targeting. So that's why you must have done your research well to know that, okay, these are the areas where Nigerians are dominated. Or if you don't want to do that stress, you can target the entire city to also increase your budget. So you can reach more. Cancel. So there are more we're going to do, but these ones are practical things which we are going to do on the physical day. But for today's class, this is where I will end the class. I'm done. Still have 10 people. I'm not trying self. This book, I mean, this thing, most of you are trying. Last section before the end of the class, though there were more, before the end of the class, we will have like 5 people left. Questions, I'm done. If you don't have questions, we'll close for the day. Okay.
No question.
Hope we all understand. And you remember my assignment.
You have to watch it again.
Sorry?
You have to watch it again. Or...
No problem. The video will be sent by tomorrow or next, I believe by God's grace to be sent tomorrow. But remember, there's another class tomorrow. Take note of that.
Another class tomorrow. Okay.
Tomorrow is the last class for the Zoom section. We can't have class on Thursday since the class is starting on Friday. So that's why we'll have another class tomorrow. So you can rest on Thursday before the physical class on Friday. Okay.
Sorry, how many hours is the class going to be for tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yes, please.
We'll round up on time because it's Facebook class. Most of you are new, are used to Facebook already. I'll just show you some things on the Facebook sector.
Okay.
Platform.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And sorry, one last question. The video for this class, when would it be made available for us to be able to go through it again?
This one, by God's grace, I will make it available tomorrow.
All right. God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. You have a lovely night rest.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Kissing. Yeah.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, madam.
Thank you.
Yeah.